morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. And so today, we're going to be looking at an expensive card, and we look at expensive cards here and there. I like to celebrate the history of the Pokemon trading card game on this channel. I do my history series. Check it out. I just did X and Y a couple of days ago, and I'm very proud of that video, so please do go check it out. And I like to talk about fun little facts about the Pokemon trading card game, and all of that definitely fits in here. So what happened was, there's an auction that's gone up over on Yahoo Auctions in Japan. And yeah, they still use Yahoo Auctions in Japan. I don't know how many of you remember this, but Yahoo Auctions used to just be a thing that we use like all over. I used to use it in the UK way back when. And now it's pretty much only a Japanese thing. In Japan, Yahoo Auctions is still big. Outside of Japan, far less so. And we've got this Pokemon card here, this Pikachu card. And it's not in great condition. You can see there are some marks around the corners. I mean, it's not horrendous, but it's clearly not absolutely pristine. It's just in a binder, not in a sleeve. It's not PSA graded. And it is currently being listed for 34 million yen. Now, okay, I'm fully aware that some of you don't work in yen, and I import way too much nerd stuff from Japan. So I've got my thing. If you want to find it in pounds, you divide it by 100 and then take a third off. If you want to find it in dollars, you divide it by 100 and take 10% off. Roughly, that is an extremely rough guide, let's be clear. But 34 million yen comes out as $310,000, roughly, or £220,000 with a little bit of generous rounding. That is a huge, absurd, ridiculous amount of money for a Pokemon card. Bearing in mind, once again, this is not a pristine card, and it is not PSA graded. It is literally a card that someone's chucked in a binder, not sleeved, and then found out is worth apparently over $300,000. So at this stage, we need to figure out what this card actually is and why it's commanding such an absolutely ridiculous price. Now, at this stage, it is worth pointing out there are no bids on it. It does not seem to actually be selling at the moment. There is absolutely a chance that this one actually doesn't sell, and that it's just kind of left there hanging. And if that's the case, that's the case. However, this is such an interesting auction and such an expensive card, I think it's one that we actually need to take a little bit of a look at. So, if you look at the image, it very much looks like a Nintendo 64 game. And if you look at the set symbol, it's clearly a camera. And that is because it is a Pokemon Snap card. Yeah, that's right. It is a Pokemon Snap trading card from the original Pokemon Snap back on the Nintendo 64. And this is where we need to head on over to Bulbapedia, who help out with some of the information, because Bulbapedia are pretty good with this kind of stuff. And essentially, Korokoro Comic, which was still is a comic over in Japan, it's still going, very popular. There was a contest in May 1999, and they invited readers to take photos in Pokemon Snap. Remember, the whole point of Pokemon Snap is that it is a photography game. You are supposed to take photos, that is the entire point. And you submit them, and the top 5 winning entries had their artwork featured on reprinted cards that came around in the expansion pack. And each of the 5 winners got 20 copies of their card. And that's it. That's what's out there. They are extremely, extremely rare. And like I say, now, when I said the expansion pack, that's what it's called over in Japan. It's just referred to as the base set over here. This is base set Pikachu. 40 HP. Gnaw for 10 damage, Thunder Jolt 30 damage, flip a coin, if tails, Pikachu does 10 damage to itself. It is base set Pikachu, Except it is not really base set Pikachu, at least in terms of the artwork. In terms of the artwork, this is very much a different thing altogether. But this is an official Pokemon card that was officially produced by the Pokemon company over in Japan and was printed up. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. This is all there is. And it's Pikachu. And you can't sleep on the fact that it's Pikachu. Because the fact that it's Pikachu means it is going to be so much more sought after than your average card. Because people love Pikachu. And the thing is, okay, fine, this might be chilling in a binder. And this might be in pretty not perfect condition. And it might not be PSA graded. But frankly, ladies and gentlemen, none of that matters. Because this isn't like you can just go and buy a different copy somewhere else. It's not like you can just go and pick up a copy from somebody else. These are redonkulously rare cards, which are extremely difficult to actually get hold of. And for that reason, you've got to buy them when they come up. And they do not come up very often at all. Now, the Pikachu was not the only card that was printed here. There was also a Gyarados, a Magikarp, a Poliwag, and a Bulbasaur. Obviously, the Pikachu is the most sought after among them. It's the most popular Pokemon. But then there was a second competition. The TV Tokyo Variety Show 64 Mario Stadium also held a contest, also in May 1999. And it seems like, according to Bulbapedia, only 15 copies of each of these were distributed. And there was a Koffing, a Charmander, a Squirtle, an Articuno, and a Chansey. So, yeah, these are also very rare. Now, speaking of the Charmander, there is actually an auction going on at the moment over on Yahoo Auctions for the Charmander. And despite the fact that there may well be fewer copies of this in circulation, it is a Charmander, not a Pikachu. So the price at the moment, and again, there are no bids on it, it might not actually sell, but the value which is being attached to this is 8,800,000 yen, which is still super expensive, but you're talking about 80,000 US dollars or about 57,500 British pounds. Again, we are talking a very expensive card. You know, this is way more than I make in a year. But, you know, what can you do? They just don't come around very often. And if you really want to invest in high-end Pokemon cards, these are the ones to invest in. Again, not giving investment advice, just telling you what I would do. Because the fact of the matter is that there just aren't many of these. And it's not like the market's suddenly going to be flooded. You take something like a base set Charizard, and even if it's a PSA 10 Shadowless First Edition and all of that, the numbers out there will still be significantly higher than things like this. Super rare promo cards like this, that's where the real money is, ladies and gentlemen. That's why this Pikachu ends up being an over $300,000 card. Now imagine you can find a mint condition and you get it graded, although there have been issues in the past with getting these cards graded. I believe they have now been resolved. So the fact of the matter is, this is an extremely expensive card, an extremely rare card, and if these Pokemon Snap cards end up coming up for auction in the future, you can expect to see a repeat of this kind of stuff. Now, there is a Charmander, but there is no Charizard, there is no Mewtwo. There are popular Pokemon, you know, Gyarados, everybody loves, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, all of that. But I think it's fair to say that of these 10 cards that are out there, there is nothing else like the Pikachu. This really is the holy grail of these Pokemon Snap cards. And yeah, fine, this being sold for 34 million yen is clearly an absurd, ridiculous, huge amount of money. But you know what's really weird? There's a decent chance it's actually worth it, and that's kind of terrifying. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Is there anybody watching this that actually owns one of these Pokemon Snap cards? That would be cool. Let me know what you think about these. Let me know if you would buy this if you had a spare $300,000. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.